I'm the North Starlet, and as someone who has been dressing vintage for almost 2 years and has been interested in vintage and stalking the annals of the vintage side of the internet for even longer than that, I thought as my first video on this channel I would present to you guys a list of 5 reasons why vintage matters to me. So reason number 1 is the elegance. I think whether you are into vintage or not, it's hard to deny the fact that vintage style is just really elegant, and it's like, I want to be elegant too, so it's like, why wouldn't I enjoy dressing vintage if it means that I can look elegant like all the time. Number 2, confidence. I really like the confident feeling that vintage gives me. I mean, obviously nobody should rely so heavily on like clothing and makeup and style to such a degree that their confidence totally relies on that. Your confidence shouldn't totally rely on your dress, but I think that by dressing well in a way that I really enjoy and dressing in a way that makes me feel beautiful, it just boosts it just boosts my confidence a little more and boosts my spirits, and I really enjoy that. Number 3, this is a really obvious reason, but I just feel more like me when I dress vintage. I mean, my interest in it has become such a part of my personality that when I wear something that really is not vintage, it just doesn't really feel like me. I feel so much more like myself when I dress this way, that in order to present my more authentic self to myself and to other people, vintage is very key to doing that. Number 4 is modesty. I know that a lot of people do not appreciate modesty or don't agree with modesty, but I'm a person who really values and really sees modesty as an important thing. And what I really like about vintage is that there are a lot of modest options to clothing. Obviously, not all vintage styles are modest. There are plenty that aren't, but vintage style provides you with more modest options. Like today, it's very difficult to find a modest special occasion dress. A lot of them don't have sleeves, a lot of them are short, a lot of them have like cutout backs, and it's like bro, it really should not be this hard. It's like, I want to look nice but also be covered, so you end up sitting there with like the option of, do I dress modestly and look frumpy, or do I dress immodestly but actually like wear something that looks, you know, pretty? It's like, geez. And what I really like about vintage style is that you can have both modesty and beauty, and I just really appreciate that. So even though, like I said, not all vintage styles are modest, there are a lot of modest options, and I really deeply appreciate that. Number 5 is the historical aspect of vintage. As someone who enjoys history a lot and is an aspiring historian, I really enjoy a deeper understanding of the past that dressing vintage, I guess, prompts me to do. It's prompted me to be in more, to go into deeper dialogue and conversation with the past, because it's prompted me to research the style more, to take a more detailed look into the different vintage styles. And even though, like, I'm obviously not an expert like at all, there's a lot that I don't know, and there are a lot of people who know way more than me, it's encouraged me to study this aspect of history so much more deeply. And I think that's a really good thing. And furthermore, I think by dressing in this way, it helps me not only gain factual knowledge of the past, but it's also helped me gain understanding of the past. It's helped me understand what it must have been like for women to live back then, the amount of work that they put into how they looked. It's made me kind of understand the psyche of women at the time and not be so eager to just kind of stereotype and make assumptions about what life must have been like for women at the time. Because I think people tend to do that a lot. And it's helped me see just the nuance of the lifestyle of women at the time. And I just think, again, as an aspiring historian, that's really valuable to me and really meaningful to me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I kind of probably brought up a few controversial things, but you know, anything on the internet is controversial, to be honest. Like, you sneeze on video and it's controversial. I just, whoa. Whoa, guys. But I would love to, for those of you watching who enjoy vintage or dress vintage, I would love to hear your reasons why it's meaningful and important to you. I'd love to read that and get to know you guys a bit more. Yeah, I just really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to put up a new one soon. Bye! Okay, random story time. I don't even know if my face is in frame anymore, but I feel like with random story time I should be closer for some reason. Anyway, funny story from today. So I was out with my mom today, and she got like a whole bunch of wire hangers and like put them in the car, and whenever I see wire hangers, I always think of the wire hanger scene from the movie Mommy Dearest, where Joan Crawford like finds out that her daughter's been hanging up her dresses with wire hangers, and she completely like loses it, flips her schnitzel, goes bananas like over the whole thing. And so whenever I see wire hangers, I just like go, wire hangers! And this time, this moment today was no different. So my mom dumps these like wire hangers in the car, and then she goes to run another errand, and I'm left alone in the car with these wire hangers. So of course I reached back into the back seat where they were, grabbed them, and I'm sitting in my seat like just shaking the hangers like, wire hangers, just for my own personal amusement. And I guess I was being very transfixed over the wire hangers for quite some time, because I look out the window after a while and my mom like comes back up, she's returned to the car, and she's looking at me, she's like, what are you doing? So of course I had to explain, but you know, she thought it was like, she didn't think I was totally weird. My mom's known me for a long time, obviously, so yeah, that was just my funny story for today. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Bye!